What's going on, everybody? Sean Daniel with Guitar Control here. Today we're going to do a super simple basic looper pedal exercise that is going to help you kind of translate maybe some licks you know into a more musical context. So make sure you click the link below because I'm going to tab out everything that we're doing here, but we're just going to do a really basic 2-chord looper pedal exercise. Doesn't matter what kind of looper pedal you have. It doesn't even have to necessarily be a looper pedal. It could be a backing track if you don't have a pedal. However, I do highly recommend you look into getting a looper pedal because there's some really reasonable priced ones out there that there's no reason not to. It's the ultimate kind of practice tool that you could have out there. So basically all we're going to do is use 2 chords and 2 pentatonic scales. Really the same pentatonic position in 2 different spots. Alright? So what I was just playing there was something really basic, really simple, fun to play, not difficult at all, I promise. Okay? Chords are going to be A minor and E minor. Okay? So the A minor chord is going to be open A, 2D with your middle finger, 2G with your ring finger, 1B with your pointer finger, and then open in the high E string. The way I was playing it was just like that. I was hitting the root note. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And just like that. And then I was switching up a string, but then losing my pointer finger to get this. So once you loop something like that, then you can start doing different exercises over that. We have the A minor and the E minor. So there's the A minor, and there's the E minor. So you can start doing licks. A minor, E minor, A, E. So I think it's a really good way to just take something super simple. You can obviously make this as complicated as you ever want to, but we're going to consider those 2 totally different trains of thought, the A minor part and the E minor part. Even though they're right after each other in this chord progression, if you want to look at it that way, I want to really separate them and eventually kind of bring everything that you know into them and be able to play in a fluid musical context. So first of all, we're just going to focus on the A minor part. Everything we're going to do is going to come from the A minor pentatonic scale. You probably have already seen it. If not, it's in that tab and that link below. 5th fret on the E string, 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8, all the way down. Be able to play that forward and backward. The great thing about that minor pentatonic position is all those notes will sound good over an A minor chord. What's even better than that, you can do the exact same position down on the 12th fret, 12, 15, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 15, 12, 15. And since I started on an E note, the 12th fret of the low E string is an E, that'll sound great over an E minor chord. So, the cool thing about this exercise is you have a loop where you have 2 different chords happening, right, one after another. We have an A and an E. So it's a little bit more complicated than just a static 1-chord loop, which you could easily do, but this is a great way to kind of train your ear to be able to hear the difference between where's the A minor part, where's the E minor part. What we're going to do is we're going to take one lick, and then we'll have a couple examples of this, but we're going to take one lick from the pentatonic scale, and then we're going to do it in 2 different spots, right? So the first one's going to sound like this. Okay? Super simple. A D string, 5-7 hammer on, G string, 5-7 hammer on, to the B string 5, and then backwards. Okay, so 7-5 pull off to the D string ring finger, okay? Super basic, sounds great, pentatonic, doesn't really matter. We're just kind of working on our hammer-ons and our pull-offs going forward and backward through that A minor pentatonic scale. And over the A minor part, it's going to sound good. And since it's in the same key, it's also going to sound good over the E minor part. So for example, there's the A minor to the E minor, over the A minor, there's the E minor. Okay, I can play it both with the same part. E minor, A, E. sounds fine, but I think that again, what we're doing is we're separating these a little bit, and we're gonna do the same thing in the E position. And then we're gonna play this over the E minor part in that loop, okay? So now I'm just in the 12th fret position, 12 to 14, 12 to 14 hammer on, just D to G, and then just like before, in A's position, I end up on the B string, 12th fret, and then pull off G string. Okay, so A's part, E's part. So now when I have that loop on again, A, E, 2, 3, 4. Back and forth. You can change it up. You can start getting creative once you just kind of have the basis of like, all right, here's just a simple lick. I know that I can recreate in a timely fashion. Again, speed is never, the ultimate goal here, but being able to switch from one position to another is always going to sound a little bit more musical if you have some kind of basis that you're looping it over or playing over. It's kind of like, just jamming with a friend, playing with another musician, playing in a band, anything like that. That's why looper pedal practice ideas are a really great idea. And the best way to do it is to start off very, very basic, very simple. It doesn't really get much simpler than A minor to E minor. Now there are 3 minor chords in any key, all right? So we're gonna add one more minor chord. We're gonna add a D minor chord. A lot of times you'll see A minor, E minor, and D minor together if you're in the key of C or the key of A minor. Same difference, right? So we're just gonna do the same thing. We're gonna loop A minor to E minor to D minor, and then repeat the whole thing. So, all right, so now we're gonna loop the A minor to the E minor to the D minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. A minor, E minor, to D minor. Okay, so there's the A minor part, there's the E minor part, D minor. Alright, so real quick, let's just talk about where the D minor is. 10th fret, you can still use minor pentatonic stuff on the D, even though it's all in the same key, we can still use the shape. So, that same, we can do the same thing on the 10th fret. And then do the same thing on the 12th fret. And then back to A. Okay, so I'm going to start it again, and then keep an ear out for where it changes. E, then D. 1, 2, 3, 4, A. E, D. Back to A. E, D. Back to A. So again, really, any of these pentatonic licks are going to work over any of these chords. That's why it's a great thing to start thinking of them as unique individual chords within a bigger progression. And like we showcased earlier, you can still play, the A minor lick over the E minor part. This is all in the same key. But I think once you start playing with the chords, you're going to start hitting more of what's called chord tones. The great thing about the pentatonic scale is it gives you all the actual notes in A minor chord, A, C, E. Same thing with E minor. Any minor pentatonic scale shape is going to give you all the notes in a minor chord. So hitting the chord tones over the chord that's being played in the backing track is always going to have like kind of a signature sound. It's going to sound right. It's going to sound really together. So again, this is just a very basic intro to looping. You can make this, as complicated as you want, but I think really just start out by just laying down simple chords you don't have a problem with, and then kind of start exploring pentatonic shapes first. Maybe if you want to get into more, fuller shapes like the minor scale, like different modes and stuff like that, more power to you. Arpeggios, stuff like that. But this is just a great place to start. If you have any other ideas for other looper pedal videos you want to see, let us know. In the meantime, check out other great videos here on the Guitar Control channel by myself and other great instructors, and we'll talk to you all soon. Thanks a lot.